Welcome. Today we'll be going over some future changes and things that will be taking place for here at Springfield General. So I want to make sure everybody understands that the problem Springfield's facing is that we're having issues with prescribing errors, confusion over drugs with similar names. We have inadequate attention to the synergistic effects of multiple drugs and patient allergies. When you cross different drugs and their allergies, they could possibly have adverse effects with them. We want to discuss with you as the employees the handwriting identification and the poor illegible handwriting, which usually affects maybe the name of the drug they're getting and or the dosage. And just so everybody understands why this is important and we're addressing this change that's needed here, is that those and other related areas have contributed to more than 770,000 patients annually in U.S. hospitals either getting further sick, hurt, or even potentially death. And so because of this type of issue here, it adds to the healthcare cost alone of these employees. It adds to the cost of the hospital. And of course, these adverse drug events, add several billions of dollars across the year. So this just drives up costs for everyone, including the hospital. And that's what we don't want here, because, that'll also adversely affect you as employees and the potential benefits you get that Springfield can offer. So one, we just need to understand the need for the change for you guys. So one, we want to lower the overall incidence of mismanagement of prescriptions and the health of the hospital patients. The patients are our number one priority to ensure we have provided the level of care that they need. And so if we provide the level of care that they need and we're getting their prescriptions right, their dosages right, then the word of mouth from those patients, more people are going to come to our hospital. We're going to get more recognition, which is only going to be a byproduct of the effort and the things that you guys here do daily. So that's what we want to make sure that we're driving toward as a company. And then we also want to make sure that you guys have the needed tools to make sure that you can support your patients and efficiently and accurately prescribe the right medications between you and the pharmacy and then the rest of the hospital. So some of the next steps that need to take place is we will choose select employees to help us pilot the new system. So before we roll it out to the whole hospital, we're going to pilot in some areas. We're going to select a few of you guys to help come pilot this system for us. And of course, as the employees, you will work with the vendor and the subject matter experts. So we have hand selected a few people to come help us help develop the system with the vendor. And as you, the employees, we're now going to get you to work with some of your other co-workers who are subject matter experts on the system to help give feedback as you help work and train with this new system. And of course, we'll have dedicated dates for the vendors to come in and help train you guys and start rolling this out a little bit by little. Of course, after the vendor comes in and trains, we will work with the vendor closely on tailoring to our specific needs for Springfield General potential issues, meaning, here we've developed this system, but as we start to use it day to day, we want to make sure that the vendor's here and that he works closely with you guys so that we can make any potential changes before we roll this thing out for the whole hospital. So we will have the subject matter experts work with you and the vendor on making sure our needs are met in your day-to-day workforce. So yes, the subject matter experts, they should understand how the system works and help develop the whole thing to help you guys. But at the end of the day, when you guys start using it, Monday through Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you may start finding little bitty issues, tweaks, things like that. So we definitely want you guys' feedback to making sure that we work with SMEs and vendors to make this successful. And so at the end of the day, the most important thing is we want to make sure you, the employees, have the tools and understanding that you need to help Springfield General improve and get to the benchmark in the industry for you guys and the patients. And so the final aspect of this change will be, of course, the training. Training will have to take place across the hospital over various weeks. We'll create much more smaller subject matter experts in each department, which will be you guys. If you're working in the pharmacy aspect of it or the nursing aspect of it, you could be another focal point for nurses or people to come to and, hey, I had this little issue, I'm not quite sure how to fix it, things like that. So we want to make sure that we have even another level of comfortability between the employees, that you don't have just this one subject matter expert to always go to, that we're getting this knowledge base out to everybody. Of course, we want to ensure that the doctors and nurses alike understand what the system is telling them. So when you're using the system, do you understand what it's showing you and what it's telling you? And then we also want to make sure that the patients understand what the new system would be tracking for them from their history, all their dosages, the medications they took over the years, so that they understand the next level of healthcare that we're going to provide for them going forward. I think that'll benefit you and the patient as you continue to work with them. And of course, at the end of the day, we as the management team always welcome your feedback. We want the feedback on this system. We need you guys to be involved with us implementing this system because you are the ones that will be using it daily. So we need this feedback through the training. We need the feedback through the piloting. We need the feedback of this new software in general so that we can continue to make changes and tweaks to it as we go forward to make sure you can do your job. And so at the end of the day, we as a management team and the employees and as a group, we want to make Springfield the general leader in the industry. So wanted to thank y'all for coming out today and look at this short presentation. If you got any questions, now's the time to ask.